four corners of the UK to find the fastest, toughest, most agile and most accurate young athletes from Scotland, Northern Ireland, England and Wales. Now the search is over. Nation will battle nation over 6 matches to win points in an epic sporting tournament. The top 2 teams will go through to the grand final. Only one will be crowned Ultimate Sports Day champions. Let the games begin. Ultimate Sports Day, Team Northern Ireland go head-to-head with Team Scotland. For Team Northern Ireland, let's hear it for their captain, Andrew, Sarah, Thomas, and Phoebe. And here's their mentor, boxing legend and sporting inspiration, Barry McGuigan. Barry, a boxing superstar, won gold as an amateur in the Commonwealth Games when he was 17 and went on to win the British, European and world titles as a pro. And representing Scotland, it's their captain, Dylan, Fraser, Basil and Sarah. And championing them, their mentor, the queen of the ice dance, Sinead Kerr. Sinead and her brother John were the British national ice dancing champions from 2004 to 2010. She's also represented Great Britain at 2 Winter Olympics. Skywalker. Our teams will start at the base of their 5-meter towers and then climb their way completely unaided right the way to the top. They'll then balance their way across that beam, pick up their 3 medals and then hang them on the bars above before releasing their flag bearing their team colours and hanging all the way safely down to the bottom. So now we know how it works. Do our mentors know who's going to play it?
So, excited to get started? Yes, good. First game is going to be Skywalker. And Sarah, I would like for you to do Skywalker.
My name is Sarah Rose. I am 13 years old. I come from Coatbridge near Glasgow. My speciality is athletics and my sporting hero is Sinead Kerr.
It seems like the balancing act at the top, walking along the beam, is a real challenge, and you have a lot of experience at that. So I'm going to pick Sarah to do that one, right? Okay?
I'm Sarah Strawbridge. I'm 14. I'm from County Antrim, Northern Ireland. My speciality is artistic gymnastics and my sporting hero is Nastia Lucan.
Okay, Sarah and Sarah, are you ready to play? Okay, your challenge starts on the 4th and final beep. Let's play Skywalker. Here we go. This is a tough challenge that tests both agility and control. And in the Battle of the Sarahs, it looks like it's Scotland's Sarah who's taken a slight lead, using her longer legs to power up that tower ahead of Northern Ireland. So Scotland reached the top first. Sarah needs to use that rope to haul herself up onto the beam, just like Sarah from Northern Ireland is doing there, making it look easy, really. And it looks like she's made up some ground too. Both girls have made it up out of the tower now, but they'll need to let go of those ropes. They're not allowed to use the ropes up there for balance on the beam. That might well cost them later. So Northern Ireland Sarah is the first to start hauling up a medal.
Let the rope go, Sarah.
You can actually hear Barry telling Sarah to let go of that rope. He's obviously worried about penalty points. Both girls now reeling in their medals and at the same time keeping an eye on each other. It is so close so far. But it's gymnast Sarah there for Northern Ireland who gets to her feet first. Can she hang her medal up on the bar above her head? Yes, she can, and picks up the first 5 points for her team. Scotland getting up 2 now, but Sarah is using that rope to help her. That is not allowed, and I'm pretty sure it's going to count against her. She's gingerly working her way towards the bar above her head, and there it goes. First 5 points for Scotland. The other Sarah's already collecting her second medal, though. She's got the hang of this game now. No doubt her gymnastics experience is helping her out on that beam as well. She's back on her feet and gets that second medal onto the bar, taking her tally up to 10 points, and she's straight back down on the beam to grab the last medal. Scotland's Sarah has her second medal, but I don't see her catching up with Northern Ireland in this game. She's much more anxious up there, taking her time to stand up and still clutching at that rope for help. But she's going to get 5 more points for Scotland, it looks like. There it is, there's 5 points. So 10 points per team at the moment, but the gymnast looks like she's got her third and final medal. Up she gets, there's 5 points on the bar, and she leaps to victory, meaning an extra 15 points for Northern Ireland. Barry sounds delighted. Well done, Sarah. However, the replay shows us that both girls definitely use the ropes to help balance. That is not allowed, and it's gonna cost them. Now, Sarah, for Scotland, you would have won 10 points up there, and Sarah, for Northern Ireland, you would have won 30. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take 5 points off the both of you for using the rope. I know it seems harsh. I would have hung on to anything I could up there, but them's the rules. Hey, Sarah, talk us through your experience of the Skywalker.
I just went up slow and steady, and then I tried standing up and bending over to get it from underneath, but it didn't work because it was right behind me, so I decided to put one leg over the other side and slowly stand up.
It was a good technique, it really worked. Let's see how we're shaping up on the scoreboard after game numero uno. The force was strong with young Sarah from Northern Ireland in Skywalker. She gets 25 points, not quite up to Jedi standards. Scotland Sarah with 5. The Chaser. Ahead of us is 150 metres. An Olympic sprinter can cover this distance in around about 15 seconds. But can our two nations run the length of it before the Chaser tracks them down? If they do, they pick up points. It's simple. But if the Chaser beats them, then they're out of the game. So all we need now is the Chaser. Who is the mystery Chaser? Nobody knows. What we do know is he's fast. The boys will face the Chaser first, the girls will get their chance later. Taking to the starting blocks are Frazzle for Scotland, Thomas for Northern Ireland, Fraser for Scotland, and Andrew for Northern Ireland. They all start ahead of the man they're trying to avoid, but can he reel them in? It's the Chaser.
Set!
And they're off. A good start from the boys, especially the boys in green, Thomas and Andrew. As they come round the bend, Northern Ireland looking very strong, but so is the Chaser. He's gaining on Frazzle and Fraser at the back of the pack. Now Andrew's pulling ahead of Thomas as the Chaser gets closer and closer, emerging out of the fog. That bit nearer to Frazzle. Frazzle can feel the Chaser's breath on the back of his neck. He's got him. It's over for Frazzle. The Chaser claims his first victim of the day, but it was close. So close. That is what the Chaser does best. Once he hit his stride, Frazzle felt the burn on his back and didn't stand a chance.
Looks quite menacing because you can't see his face or anything. Makes you run. Definitely.
So, who sprinted up the leaderboard in the first of our Chaser runs today? Andrew, with the top time of 17.28 seconds, wins 10 points, as do Fraser and Thomas. Sadly, Frazzle leaves with nothing. So, overall, Scotland has 15 points, but Northern Ireland still lead with 45. Bungee basketball. Right, that's not how it's done. But which of our ultimate sportsters will our mentors pick to play bungee basketball?
It seemed to me that weight is an issue and also height is important. So on this occasion, I'm going to pick you and I'm going to have Phoebe partnering you, okay?
My name is Andrew, I'm 14 years old, I live in Hillsborough, Northern Ireland, and my speciality is athletics. My sporting hero is Brian O'Driscoll, simply because he is one of the best rugby players in the world.
My name's Phoebe, I'm 13, I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland. My speciality is the high jump and my sporting hero is Blanka Blasic.
Next game is going to be bungee basketball, and for this I would like Ellen and Frazzle to do it for me.
My name's Ellen, I'm 15 years old, I'm from Edinburgh, my speciality is athletics and my sporting hero is Jessica Ennis.
My name's Fraser, I'm 14 and I live in Dumbarton in Scotland. My speciality is hockey and my teammates call me Frazzle.
Okay, the challenge will start on the 4th and final beep. Let's play bungee basketball. This is a tough game that involves stamina and control. We've got 2 heats. The girls are jumping first while the boys help pull them back up that cargo net. Next round, the roles are reversed and the boys will be jumping. The aim is to score as many baskets as possible in their 3 hoops in 4 minutes. Higher baskets score more points than lower baskets. Ellen is the first to score there in the middle hoop. That is worth 3 points. Frazzle dragging her back up onto that platform. Phoebe's launched herself back into the game, shoots and misses. Andrew, though, is there to help her up. And off she goes again, goes for the middle hoop. She scores off the bar and into the hoop, 3 points for Northern Ireland. Ellen scores a second basket, taking the lead once more for Scotland, but here comes Phoebe, pulling it level. There is nothing between these two. Highlights of the rest of the round shows that Ellen was unstoppable in that middle hoop, putting in basket after basket and racking up the points. Phoebe couldn't keep up with her, so she tried to change her tactics to counter Ellen and went for the higher basket worth 5 points. It worked, but not to be outdone, Ellen also liked the look of the 5-pointer and bagged a few hoops herself.
Oh, brilliant, Phoebe, brilliant!
Phoebe and Ellen put in ball after ball. At the end of a magnificent round for both girls, Phoebe had scored 37 points for Northern Ireland, but Ellen had added another 50 points to Scotland's tally. Round 2 was the boys' turn, and Andrew from Northern Ireland got off to a brilliant start, taking the lead from Frazzle with some great hoop shooting in the 5-point basket. Frazzle's aim was a bit wayward and accidentally scored a basket for the other team. Andrew consistently kept on scoring, and although Frazzle did find the target for Scotland, it was way too late.
Attaboy, lovely stuff. Attaboy, Andrew, yes.
Nothing was going to stop Andrew's bungee ball masterclass.
Andrew, that is absolutely brilliant, mate.
Frazzle finally got a few more, but nothing on the scale of Andrew. The crowd were impressed, but not as much as Barry. At the end of the 4-minute round, Northern Ireland had scored an incredible 85 points, all thanks to Andrew, and Frazzle had added another 11 points to Scotland's total. Things started a little slowly, but then, Ellen, you got your rhythm right. Did you think you got the right technique?
I think I did by the end of it. Not at the start, though.
It looked tricky indeed. Hey, Andrew, who knew that those arms and legs would come in handy, mate? You were like Spider-Man up there, was that cool?
Yeah, it was good. Got the hang of it after the first couple, and it's okay.
In fact, we were one ball short of running out of balls, so he was absolutely brilliant. So was Phoebe. I thought they were just combined, they were perfect.
Awesome. Well, let's see how bungee basketball has affected the scoreboards. The Northern Ireland duo scored a whopping 122 to Scotland's 61. That puts Barry's Northern Ireland way out in front on 167 points.
I think you guys have done really well. I'm really proud of you so far. You ready to go for it now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good guys, good. Come on, let's pummel them,
Push a war.
It's literally pushing with all your weight, so you've got more weight than anybody else. You're the second one with more strength and power, so I'm going to rely on you two guys for that, okay?
My name is Thomas, I'm 12 years old and I'm from Cumber in Northern Ireland. My speciality sport is rugby. I'm a sporting hero now that I've met him is Barry McGuigan.
For this game, Push of War, I picked Fraser and Ellen. I think that together you guys will work really well in this because you're both strong endurance athletes and I know that you both have good strength.
My name's Fraser, I'm 15 years old, I'm from the Scottish Borders, my speciality is 800 metres and my sporting hero is Kirani James.
Push of War, a game where only the strongest will be victorious. Our 2 teams of 2 will try to push this box to the edge of the platform and their opposition off it. The challenge starts on the 4th and final bleep. Let's play Push of War! This game is a real test of brute strength, and Northern Ireland are taking no prisoners. Scotland caught off guard, and Northern Ireland make it look easy. Andrew and Thomas went for an initial big push, and it totally took Fraser and Ellen by surprise, dumped onto that crash mat within seconds.
on, Northern Ireland. Let's rock and roll, guys.
Rock and roll indeed, Barry, because his team are one up in this best-of-5 event. Each round one earns the teams 10 points, so a maximum of 30 points up for grabs for each team. Scotland faring much better in this round. They've learnt their lesson, obviously, and are holding off the boys from Northern Ireland. But Andrew and Thomas are turning up the pressure now as they push for all their worth. Can Fraser and Ellen hold them at bay? Their teammates there urging them on. Northern Ireland have got a good low start and are advancing slowly into Scottish territory. Fraser unable to stop himself sliding backwards. It's looking good for the boys in green. One last push, and they've done it. Northern Ireland had the momentum behind them, and a final burst from the boys sent Scotland reeling onto the crash mats. Round 3, and if Northern Ireland win this round, then the game is up. Can Scotland come back from this? It's fairly evenly matched at the minute, both teams pushing with all their might into that box.
Big effort, Thomas, come on, push.
But it looks like Scotland are gradually losing ground again. Fraser and Ellen desperately trying to get some grip on the floor. Andrew and Thomas really going for it again as Barry shouts encouragement from the sidelines. When Barry McGuigan shouts at you, you do what you're told, and those boys are doing a fantastic job. Sinead tries to spur on her team, but they look like they're wavering. They're just slipping further back towards that crash mat, and unless they can pull off the daddy of all recoveries, they're headed for a 3-0 defeat. One final push could be all it takes, and Andrew and Thomas dash Scottish hopes back onto the crash mat.
Brilliant effort.
No wonder Barry is chuffed. 3 straight wins to lead the Scots in the shadows. You can't see the guys on the other side of this box, so what's it like when this box is just coming at a pace right at your face?
Well, the first one, completely unprepared, and we just got shoved right off the end for it. But 2 and 3, we gritted in and pushed through, but not good enough.
Well, it was Team Northern Ireland, though, that pushed their points right up the scoreboard and one step closer to the finals. Let's see what the scoreboard says. A powerhouse performance from Andrew and Thomas means they score 30 points to Fraser and Ellen 0, so Scotland stay on 76, but Northern Ireland push on to 197. Spin shot. Spin shot is a simple game. You catch a ball, you kick it in the goal. Or, if you want, you can miss it, like I chose to do there. But why is it called spin shot? I can hear you cry. Well, there are a couple of other elements that you've got to contend with, because you've got to try and do it whilst spinning around and avoiding these very annoying arms. Let's hope... Oh, sorry, mate. Let's hope our Ultimate Sportsters have a better aim than I do. So, who have our mentors chosen to spin right around for them? I am done.
We've got these posts coming around, like almost like punches coming at you, so you two will feed Thomas, who will kick the ball.
For this, I picked Frazzle because I think that you're probably my main ball skills person.
Thomas, are you ready to get your spin on? Yeah. After the 4th and final beat, let's play Spin Shot. This is a game of agility as well as accuracy. Thomas has 60 seconds to score as many goals as possible, alternating shots between the 2 opposing goals. That is a cracking shot. Although it bounced out, it still counts. It's 3 points for each goal, and another great strike doubles his tally. It looks like Thomas has settled into this game. There's his 3rd, and he's starting to make it look easy, jumping and ducking those bars. There's goal number 4. Under he goes, over he goes, aims and scores. That's number 5. Just as I was beginning to think he can't miss, he sends that ball high, but it hasn't broken his rhythm as he slots in another. And another. That's 7 so far. That one goes low, but Thomas wasting no time to get around the turntable to the other goal. There's his 8th. A gentle tap with the inside of the foot, and that makes it 9. A great score for Spin Shot, by the way. That's another well-placed kick, taking his score to 10 goals. 12 is the record. Can he beat it? Time is ticking down on the clock. We've got 11, and we're out of time. Well done, Thomas. Up next, it's Frazzle for Scotland. Can he beat Thomas's score of 11? He shoots and misses, just a fraction too low. Sizing up the other goal. This time he scores. Frazzle's off the mark with 3 points for Scotland. He whips around the turntable and shoots and scores again. He leaps over that beam, takes another shot, but this time it goes wide. Back round to the other goal. And it's in. 3 goals for Scotland. This is a lot harder than it looks, by the way. Agility and balance are key.
Focus on where you're aiming.
There's another shot, and that one's off the woodwork. Now Scotland need to pick up the points. The pressure's on Frazzle, but that's a great strike. Dead centre in the goal. Can he repeat it? Not this time, it's another miss. All that ducking and jumping could be putting him off his aim, and that shot goes wide as well. He's not giving up, though. That's 5. Come on, Frazzle. The points are slowly racking up as he shoots again and scores. That's number 6, which isn't bad at all.
Then focus.
Bit unlucky with that shot, just a bit too low. Sinead shouting encouragement all the time. And it pays off with goal number 7. The clock is ticking down. Can he score another? Nope, he's run out of time. Frazzle's 7 goals means he gets 21 points, but Thomas's 11 goals earn his team 33. Northern Ireland extending their lead, but Scotland can still claw it back. The chaser. Well, the chaser's ready to run. Our girls will need to run like the wind if they're to reach the finish line before he does. So, 10 points up for grabs for everyone that crosses the finish line before the chaser. On the starting blocks are Sarah for Northern Ireland, Sarah for Scotland, Phoebe for Northern Ireland, and Ellen for Scotland. As they get set, the chaser is getting ready to run them down.
Set.
Off they go. Phoebe from Northern Ireland off to a flying start with Sarah from Scotland hot on her heels. As they come round the bend, Phoebe is still in front, but the chaser is making good time, pumping those legs like crazy. As he comes through the mist, he's got the 2 stragglers, Ellen and Sarah, in the outside lanes in his sights. Scotland, Sarah takes the lead from Phoebe, but the chaser's going to catch Sarah and Ellen. They haven't got the legs to avoid it. There it is. And he nearly caught up with Phoebe too. Sarah and Ellen really trying their hardest to stay out of the chaser's reach, but the guy's just got too much pace to burn. He pips them to the line in the end. An impressive finish from Scotland's Sarah. She comes in first, followed by Phoebe.
I didn't really focus on him, and then he came past me and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was really scared. I could kind of feel him quite close behind, but I didn't know he was that close, and then I saw him overtake. Just shocked me a bit.
So the race is over. Time to update our scoreboard once again. Both countries pick up points thanks to Sarah and Phoebe escaping the chaser. Nothing for Ellen and the other Sarah though. So the scores now stand at Scotland 107 and Northern Ireland out in front with 240 points. It's time for the grand finale, the team relay. This whole arena will come into play and it's going to get frantic, and it starts with bike power. A 200-meter sprint will then light our towers over here. Once it's fully lit, it's time to initiate the Skywalker. Our USCers will start all the way at the bottom, make their way up the 5 meters across the beam and collect all the rings they can before making the way down the ladder. And then, time to get a sprint on all the way over to the bungee tower. And they'll bungee like they've never bungeed before and collect all 3 rings. Not before they've done that can our cyclists make their way right back to the other side of the arena. It's going to be tough. I'm making a sweat and I haven't even done anything. Once they've had their 200-meter sprint, only then will their teammates make their way to the top of the flagpole, collecting their rings in the process and releasing their national team's colours. It's time for Ring Relay. Big points available in this last game, the Ring Relay. The winning team picks up a whopping 50 points plus 5 points for every ring they collect on the way. So, first leg of the relay is between Sarah for Scotland and Thomas for Northern Ireland. They've got to pedal for 200 metres. You can see how far they've still got to pedal from those bars at the bottom of your screen. Thomas's towel turns yellow, meaning he's cycled the distance and he can now tag Sarah. Scotland are right behind them though as Fraser starts his ascent of the Skywalker. This is going to be close. Fraser taking huge strides up the tower, his long legs proving to be a great advantage over Sarah. So Fraser hits the beam first. His extra height could help him here too. Sarah's reached the top as well, though, just a bit behind Fraser as he grabbed those 2 rings. They're worth 5 points each, and the athletes can't progress further along the course until they've got them. Sarah's already been on the Skywalker once today, and she's looking confident up there as she grabs her 2 rings, and she's closed the gap on Fraser. Okay, they need to lower themselves onto the ladder underneath the beam next. Fraser's long legs may be more of a hindrance now. Sarah, though, effortlessly straddling the beam and beginning her descent. It is really close now, neck and neck as they clamber down towards the next 2 rings. It looks like Sarah is just edging ahead of Fraser. Can she get her first ring? Yes, she can. She collects 5 points for Northern Ireland. Fraser gets his ring, but Sarah's got both now, and she looks a lot more comfortable on the ladder than Fraser. Just a couple of rungs to go now. And she tags Thomas, who sprints to the base of the bungee tower to release Andrew, just as Fraser hits the floor and tags Sarah. Andrew's already got his first ring as Ellen launches herself into the game, grabbing a ring too. Andrew gets his second, and it's closely followed by Ellen there, grabbing another ring as well. This is really tight. Andrew picks off his last ring. Once he's back on the platform, Thomas can race off to the next leg of the relay. Ellen gets her last ring, and there's Thomas back to the bikes for another 200-meter pedal. He is closely followed by Sarah, though. They've really got to pump those pedals. So Thomas off to a great start. Sarah's going to have to work really hard to catch him up. The mentors are really getting behind their athletes, yelling encouragement to Thomas and Sarah. Focus, Sinead is shouting at Sarah, who's putting her all into this bike ride. Can she catch Thomas? Nope, he leaps off the bike to tag Phoebe. She sets off up that flagpole, grabbing the rings as she goes. Sarah's finished and she tags Frazzle. Whoever leaps from the top first, grabbing their team's colours, wins. But look at Frazzle go! He is shooting up that pole. He's gaining on Phoebe. This is going to be so close. And Frazzle leaps first! Frazzle has snapped victory from the jaws of defeat. Phoebe just behind him, but what a win for Scotland! An incredible relay. Scotland pick up 105 points, which closes the gap, but the final scoreboard says it's a Northern Ireland win by 295 to 212. I did not know which way that was going to go. Sinead, for you, did you see it coming? Because I thought it was Northern Ireland all the way.
I know that my team worked really well together, and that was going to be one of the important things for this game. So, yeah, I'm really proud of them and really pleased with how they've done in the relay.
Let's ask Barry, mate, what happened there? Because it was you, wasn't it?
I thought it was us the whole way, right until the end, and then suddenly Frazzle got up there like a bullet, and I think Phoebe done a brilliant job, but I'd taken my eyes off them at that stage. I thought we'd won it, but well done, Scotland. Fantastic.
So, Northern Ireland now top the leaderboard with 295 points. England are in second, Scotland third, and Wales fourth. Next time, England take on Scotland.
Is now on earlier.
Yes, you can catch all the action at the earlier time at 5:30 on Thursdays.
That's on the CBBC channel.
Nothing beats watching the best telly when you like, but who wants to watch it on a tiny screen? It's true.
Yeah, right.
Well, you can watch BBC iPlayer on the proper telly.
How is that even possible?
Check it out. It's dead easy. Anyone can do it.
Oh, yada yada, we know this bit.
You just need a games console, smart TV, or set-top box.
Sounds promising.
Genius!
H-I-T him.
Give your favourite show some welly with BBC iPlayer on your telly.